अभिषेक, तुम्हें तो कितने दिन बाद देख रहे हैं हम। तुम्हारे बालों को क्या हो गया? आई विल टॉक टू यू. सो आई use Mukul. So Mukul is a very intelligent boy. He has recently got recommended in his second attempt. So today I'll not be asking him too many questions. You all can ask whatever you want to ask to him, and then he'll be responding to you. करो अपना mic और camera. Mukul, you're not visible. Mukul, turn on your camera. अभी नेटवर्क मत खराब करो. Now we can see you, Mukul, but we can't hear you. एक minute. I will unmute करो Mukul.
Hello, I'm audible now, ma'am?
Yes, Mukul. So all of you can ask Mukul whatever you want to ask about his journey or about his preparation. And Mukul, you can also tell whatever you want to tell. It's just that जो लोग questions कर रहे हैं वो ही अपना mic on रखना. People who are not asking anything, do not turn on your mic. Okay? So now Mukul will be talking to you. I'll just turn off my mic and camera. Okay? Bye, Mukul.
Right, ma'am.
So पहला question पूछ लेते हैं and then you all can ask. So Mukul, to begin with, tell everyone about the SSB recently and tell how did you prepare for it. Okay?
Yes,
Tell about all the processes to them. How did you perform and all? How was your interview? If you remember anything about your site, how was your GTO? How were the people who had come there? Hannah?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Good evening, everyone. So, talking about my SSB, I hope I'm audible to everyone. For the preparation of the SSB, it started when I passed my 12th standard. And I believe कि अब तक जो भी whatever I have prepared, I have came to a conclusion that there are people you'll find that they have found to pass the SSB very easily, and then there are people who have worked hard very more than those who have easily got passed. I want to say that this is only because they have aligned their life in a manner that they find the process of SSB easy. I'll say that I have prepared mostly on my conversation part because I have my father was in the army and he has always told me that an officer have a very great way of expressing themselves. So majorly I have worked on my way of conversation. Sorry, I'm having a bad throat. So mainly, I have worked on my conversation, and for that, English is very important. It's a very important aspect. You'll find many students, many candidates, many friends telling you that it does not matter how your English is, but at the end of the day, I bet that it matters a lot because at the end of the day, you have to express yourself there. You have to give your opinions and your ideas there. You have to share it. So the best way is to speak, and when you have good command over your speaking skills, then you'll have it the best way. And for everything else in the SSB, for psychology, that test that they take, again the expression matters. It's just it has now converted to how you write it, and the basic of that is that when you have a clear idea of what to speak, what to share, you'll be having a good and easy time to jot it down in a paper. And then I believe that for what worked for me is if you are a good sportsman, GTO would not be a very hard thing for you. Talking about the ground task only. and other things in GTO, such as the GD, the lecture rate. Again, the expression part comes here. But for the other, sorry, for the other group obstacles, I believe that if you are a good sportsman in any sports you might be it a team sport, be it a individual sport, you'll have a easy time to clear the obstacle. And there's this one exercise that I did for complete SSB. If I'll say that if you do this exercise every day, this will help you in every way. That will help you in SSB. Is that I pick out one topic from the editorial section of the newspaper. I read that one particular topic. It does not has to be that I have to pick this in my habit that I have to read newspaper daily. No, I'm talking about this thing that I'll take one particular topic out of a newspaper. I'll read it once, just once, and then I'll close the newspaper. Then I'll take a page. I'll write what I read, and then time. This would be timed, and then I'll close that, and then I'll speak what I wrote. And this is what I did every day to have a clear idea of how to speak and how to write what I read. And it's also good for retaining the information. And I believe that was pretty much about what I think SSB was. And I also want to add up this that people have they are very high, like they have boasted a lot about SSB, but it is not as hard as we think. And I believe that if you all have joined Kavita Modi's ma'am class, she'll tell you about everything, about every stages. So it is as easy as you work if you keep working on it. And I think I'm open up for questions. Please ask me, and I will be very happy to be helpful for you guys.
Okay, I just wanted to know one thing. Like you are from service entry, right?
Yes, Samni.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, Samni. I'm audible. Please speak.
I just wanted to know you are from service entry, right?
Yes.
You went for what? SEO, ACC, or what?
No, this was ACC entry.
ACC entry.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So like ACC 130.
This was 130.
Okay, okay. First of all, congratulations to you
Thank you so much,
for
brother.
getting like you got recommended. I'm very happy for you.
Yes, brother.
And secondly, I'm very thankful to ma'am because she created this link so that you can share your experience with us.
Right, brother.
And actually, I'm a SCU aspirant, right?
Okay.
And I have my SSB very soon, and I'll be
Yes.
visiting. Like my SSB center is not allotted yet.
Okay.
I just wanted to know what type of pictures and what type of like how your SSB went all together in just a crisp thing, right?
Okay. I've got your answer, Avneet sir. You must be my senior only if you are appearing for SEO.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I'll give this an idea because before giving SSB, I have always dreamt ki I want an interview, I want a video that will explain me everything. Okay, and I have watched many interviews on the internet so that I can get an idea and a real idea about what SSB actually is. So I'll try to be helpful in that manner because I have expected that from the internet. So I'll give it to you. See, what happens in I'm telling it from the beginning, everything in crisp. Okay, what I picked up from every stages. So in the PPDT, the first day, I believe that apart from OIR that you have to practice by yourself, and by OIR you'll get many. Acha, SEO mein there's no OIR, but for the other candidates, OIR is to something that you have to do upon your own. Now, coming to PPDT, what best worked for me is I have been screened out once from Prayagraj. Okay, and then only I found out that uh, waste your PPDT chance to get in for the 5 day. So in the PPDT, you get a picture, you see something and you write something. This is very easy to say, but whatever you see, you write it. And most probably, if you are not using your brain so much, if you are not having this thought that I have to impress someone, most probably you are going to write a relatable story about it. So when you write the relatable story about it, this ends there only. Now, the expression part comes where I find which is a game changer. If you are sitting among 20 candidates, 10 candidates, whatever is your batch made from, whatever number of candidates are there, I believe that you will have a great influence the moment you will have a great delivery of your story. I'll give you an example to have a better understanding about that. Like, see, everyone in the group will introduce their will introduce their story. Like, I'll tell you how most of the candidates will deliver their idea. They'll say that, "Good morning, gentlemen. I am the picture perceived to us. I have perceived three characters, four characters," and then they'll keep going on. I believe that cadence here is very, very important. I'll give you an example of how I introduced, I mean, my stories, and I want you to have a very closer attention to this, because I think this is going to make many guys in, because this shows a lot of confidence when you have a cadence over your speech, when you have a grip over your speech, how you're delivering it. This shows that you have confidence over your story and you have an influence over your group as well. Like, I'll tell you. Normal one is, "Good morning, friends. In the picture shown to us, I have perceived itna characters. My action of my stories goes like this." On the other hand, I'll be like, "Good morning, everyone. In the picture shown to us, I have perceived three characters. Three of them are males. All of them are in a positive mood. The action of my story is then whatever my action is." So having a command over what you're speaking is a very great deal of confidence booster. And that and their moment only, everyone is going to make you a leader subconsciously. uh, i I do not want to use this terminology a lot, but having classes with Kavita Modi ma'am, I've been using this a lot. So everyone will allot you as a leader in their subconscious mind, and when you are doing a group discussion, they'll be listening to you. Okay. And this was only about the narration part. Now I'll come to the GD part. What I did was, it is never easy to speak out in the GD. There would always be a candidate who will want to speak, because everyone wants to become an officer, everyone wants to get screened in. So you will find out guys who will keep speaking, will not listen to anyone. Now what I did to have them under control is that, like, I was chess number 49, and 47 was speaking a lot, speaking in a manner that he was not listening to anyone. What I did was, as there was so much noise, no one was listening to anyone. I bet that even the SSS would not be listening to anything, because there was so much noise. Even I could not listen my own voice when I was speaking. So what I did was, if 47 is speaking a lot, I'll just make up these things that test number 47 has a very beautiful point, and it does not matter if it's his point or not. I'll just take his name, everyone is quiet, and I'll just make a superficial sentence about
It
his
is. It
movie.
seems like, sorry to interrupt. It is a
Right.
like clever move. Very
Yes,
clever
yes,
move. Yeah.
right. And that is the moment that nobody is going to claim that, no, this was not my point. If the point is good, they themselves will accept, yes, I wanted to say this one. Right. So this was about the narration part and sorry, and GD part. Now when you have done this too, as what I have said, as if you have both of these stages under this, I mean, if you have used this technique, because I have told you already, this is a very good way to show the group that you have good command over everything what about what you're doing, and you have good
Exactly.
confidence. Okay, so when it comes to narration part, because I only narrated, so I kept this point in my brain that I have to at least add 2 or 3 points of other candidates as well, or this will just seem like you have just narrated your story. This was about stage one, and as you have asked me everything to everything in the crisp, I'll tell you about the next stages as well. When it comes to psychology, it is all about first and foremost is you have to be very good at writing. By very good at writing, I mean only by speed, because if you are not having good speed, you will lack confidence somewhere. Not In fact, you'll lack confidence everywhere in the whole psych test. If you have good writing speed, you'll not be nervous anywhere. And so moving on to what are the stages there, that is very important thing in in the psych test, as ma'am has already told, that it contributes about 60 to 70% of your psych test marks. So in the tat, there's two things only that I kept in mind, and this might be very vague when I tell that I only kept two things in my mind, but I'll tell you these things are one thing was goal orientation, and one thing was what was that? Orientation and doing more than yourself, doing something for the society, right? For let's say that I have a picture of a man standing in front of a building. So I know everyone would be imagining a different type of picture, but I'm just giving us example so that I can come out clear in my expression. So a man standing out in front of a building, I have to make him goal oriented, that he will be doing something by the end of the picture. Okay, and by making him doing something more than himself. If he is a doctor, I must not just I must not bring out a story that someone came up and he did his treatment. This should be something that he started something by his own, which was not for himself or his family, more than himself, for the society. These were the two things that I kept in mind. And I know that I am very vague in this. I'm not able to explain this very deeply. But I like you all to, if you consult ma'am about these two things, because she taught me these to have these two things in mind. Okay. When it comes to VAT, WAT, WAT mein, there's this thing called association. If you can associate well with the words, you'll have, like, personally I felt this technique very very easy, that if we have associated something, like for friends you have associated happiness. So if the friends word comes up and you write that friends gives happiness, या फिर it becomes like, if you have motivation with friends, you can say that friends motivate each other. You know, that association, if friends, the word friends has came, you have associated with motivation, with fun, with adventure. So that way you'll not have to think that what do I write. I had 15 seconds, and trust me, I was waiting that when the word is going to change, है ना? So this was about VAT, and then there is SDT. I have seen many of my colleagues in the SSB only. They had everything prepared. I swear on God that I had not prepared a single word on how to write SDT. I sat there and I wrote what I wanted to. But I do not want you all to be commando like me, कि ऐसे बिना prepare किए you go there. But I was sure that what I needed to write, because I had done many a lot of introspection before going to SSB, as I could not make it first time. So that had me a whiplash, and then and thereon I started to work on my this introspection thing, and I got to know about me a lot. Then there's GTO that will start with these processes only, but I'll first talk about interview. What I find the best part about interview, the best technique about the interview is to feel calm. If you are calm and confident, I'm telling you that if you are, the more calm and confident you are, the best of your version is going to come out there in the interview. So a few of the techniques that I kept in mind, that in the interview I have to do this, is that I think my humor is very good, and I wanted to crack gentle jokes in the interview itself, and I was able to crack three or four. By gentle means that it does not have to make the interviewer grin or laugh out his lungs out. It just has to be gentle. This shows that this guy has got confidence, and he's so confident and calm that he's even like he's also able to bring lighter moments in the interview. And the most important part that I kept in my mind, whatever question the interviewer asks, mostly he asks the CIQ. I was asked 4 to 5 CIQs. It is not a blunder if you forget questions. But what I kept in mind is that I have to answer everything very deeply, very naturally, and in a raw mode. What I mean by raw mode is that, I'll give an example. If the interviewer have asked me, oh, forget about if, I'll tell you the real questions only, what I was asked. The first question I was asked that, Mukul, start telling me about what motivated you to join the army. Give me a second, I'll just recall questions. He asked me about what are the challenges I faced in my training. What type of what was the best instructor I found out during the training? Who was the one who was not able to impress me? And what is the work culture in my office now in the regiment? And what is the things that you are going to change in the army when you become an army officer? So for those who are not service candidate, they can expect things from school that which is your best teacher who are not able to impress you. Mostly the patterns are same, only the characters and background is changed. So when I was asked this, I was giving them raw answer. What I mean by raw answer is, first, the raw answer will only come out when you are comfortable, when you have got control over your emotions. Because while when you enter the interviewer, they would be thumping of the heartbeats for sure. You have to get control over it as soon as possible. So what I meant by raw answering is telling them everything you feel. And by everything I mean by, I'll just answer what I answered. I told them, sir, it was a old dream of my me and my brothers to join army. As I've grown in an army background, everything around me has motivated me. And while I also read about these heroes, warriors of the war, I feel very motivated, and I personally feel very attached because I've been a sportsman. I feel that if I grow around strength, that is army, which is the institute which has everything to do about strength only, I feel very much relatable. And making this as a profession would not only give me great satisfaction, but I will also be able to use my qualities at max, and I'll be able to give the most out of it. This was the answer of one CIQ. Then I came to next, that sir, there was no such difficulty that I found in the training. Everything was very good. And as my father has already told me about what the training is going to be, in fact I enjoyed it a lot. And there was some new things that I found out, because the training was made to make us feel a little stress. We were not getting full time to sleep or to eat, but I took this as a challenge and I tried to learn everything in the training. And I was also giving my extra timing to learn about weaponry and other drill skills. uh, like this, I was answering everything in a manner that I wanted to speak raw. Not just that so training was good and I did not feel any difficulty and then switching to next question. No, I was giving brief answer of everything. And in this manner, even if you forget last few question, 3 to 4 question, that would not affect very much. And when it comes to parents, the same thing is going to work throughout the interview, giving the answers raw. Like I'll tell you, most of the candidates who will answer this question, that what are the activities that you do at home. Okay. What I have found out, because in the SSB, I have been a very active boy. I would ask everyone who has given an interview, no matter he is from Navy entry, TGC entry, whatever, whichever entry he is, whichever guy is, I will go in the canteen, I'll sit with them, and I'll want to make out what type of SSB, because this was before my interview happened, and everyone is curious before their SSB, their interview takes place. So I have like talked to more than 30 to 35 people about their interviews. So they were asked about uh, what are the activities they did at home. So most of them will answer. Even most of you, if you are in the habit of preparing answer beforehand, you guys will having this type of answer, that I help my parents to get vegetable from home. I help them in cleaning houses, and I help them in doing the homely chores and all, and I help my mother prepare meals. This sort of answer, I bet many of you would be having, because I have seen notes of many of my colleagues in the SSB. But coming back to that part again, that how you have to be raw, is that I told them what I wanted to tell them. And again, I want to drag your attention that if you will be calm, only then you will be able to answer such questions. I told them that, sir, in my home, I spend time with my family very well. In the night or in the noon or in the morning, when my mother is preparing meals, I'll go to her and I'll tell her about, because this is the time when I am on leave. I'll tell her about how my work is going on, and I will also jokingly tell her that where are the places I will take her when I become an officer. And I get very good vibes around being around my mother. And I spend the same time with my father while being at home. And also when they both sleep, as I am a wrestler, I have got a habit to press their legs at night. This also helps me to have a good forearms while I press their leg, and I also have a very good time talking to them while they sleep. And it is always a very satisfactory time when they are sleeping, and I'm able to help them relieve their stress throughout their day. And also my father is a singer, and he has a kirtan mandali at a village. I go to him to villages, and I sit in the kirtan, although I'm a very bad singer, but I'll sing it slowly just to get the vibe of the temple, and I feel very good there being at the kirtan mandali. It is a very good positive energy there. ऐसे करके I was giving a raw answer, not as if ki like, you have to understand that at the end of the day it is a competition. There would be some guy who has sat on the with the interviewer. He has given answers, and there are aspirants who are going to sit after you, so he has heard all type of answers. You can only be unique if you are raw in your answering, if you are very open and very confident, and these things show that you have a great introspection about your day. Because if you are telling such things, you are telling things that actually makes you happy. There's one more thing that I would like to say is that as in the psych you are writing, and that is how they are making out meaning out of your personality. In the GTO you are doing something physically, and that is how they are making out your personality. And in the interview process, you are speaking, and that is what they are that is what the content they are wanting. So it's always better to not keep shut after answering. It's always good to have a open mind for answering. Like if they have questioned you something, it's best to keep answering the most raw and natural way. I hope I am making sense. I'm not making this whole confusion thing. This is the thing that worked out very well in my interview. As I was raw, I was not scared of that if I say something and I'll get cross questioning, because everything I'm saying I had a pretty much good knowledge about it. And there are people who ask me that if they were not able to answer GK questions, it is okay if you have not able to answer GK question, but you must have a good reason that why you are not able to answer, or it should reflect in your whole process interview that why are you not uh, able to answer those GK question. I'll tell you how. If you are not able to answer the GK question, your interview should be in a way that at some point he would have asked you what is your routine in your whole day. So you must what I did was I added, because I was not able to answer many of the GK question. Like I was asked at least five, I was only able to answer three of the GK questions. So in the interviewer, I made sure in the whole interview process, I made sure that that I have explained my whole routine in a way where GK has no place, where I have given no time to brush up my GK or my general knowledge. But
But you were sorry to interrupt. But you were like, as you mentioned earlier, you were reading editorials every day and practicing. So your GK must be at very good level, no?
this is
Still, if you were unable to answer, that means the questions were of that level. That level, no?
right. If they will want to answer, if they will want you to answer, you are going to answer. Like what I was not able to answer, they asked me what is the deepest trench in North America and what is the depth. Okay, so this was clearly where he wanted me to make uncomfortable, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like this is what they will do. They'll make a stressful situation, and you have to understand that there are questions where you will understand that yes,
Whether
I'm
it is done purposefully or not, yeah.
right, right. They have this. I'm not sure that I do not want to sound like that boy who got recommended and now he knows everything about the interview or psychology. But what I feel like they try to they try to make these stressful situations so that your calmness is broke. What I've been speaking from the beginning, that you have to keep your calm and confident, and that way you will have the best answer out of yourself.
Hi, Mukul. Himani this side. First of all, very big congratulations to you for getting selected.
Thank you
Recommended,
very much.
not selected is not a word now.
Yes.
Okay, I have a quick question if you could cover up.
Mm.
How to practice talking in the group? Because, I've heard people don't let you speak. How to put forth your plan in front of a group?
Okay. Okay. So I'll tell you about my GD in the GTO, and I think that will give you a pretty much good idea about how to tackle these GDs. So the GTO gave a clear instruction that at a time only one candidate is going to speak. Okay. So and this is obvious that nobody is going to adhere to that instruction, but you have to. What I did was I kept to the instruction and I kept others speaking. I did not interrupt, although I showed the GTO that I am trying to speak, but these other guys are not letting me speak. This is what I showed through my body language. And coming back to your question, that how to speak, is that I played this little psychology technique, say let's say street smart street techniques, is that I said everyone is going to say there that, gentlemen, I have got a idea, I've got an idea, I've got a point to add. Adding a little uniqueness to it, like what I did was I said, gentlemen, I've got a very beautiful idea. Now this caught up everyone's ear. Okay, even the GTOs. So instantly they were like, chess number 18 has got a very beautiful idea, let him speak. That is the moment that you have to catch, and you have to give the best point out of your mind. I spoke only twice in my GD, and I kept my point so well that I felt like I do not need to add more points into it. You have to be street smart there. There's no one technique that works for every candidate and every group and every situation. But I think this is a very good way to come out in a GD, that you come out unique. That I've got a beautiful idea. I've got a very, or point out someone that he has a very beautiful idea, है ना? Or you can say that this is also a unique way we can think. Using such phrases will catch everyone's ear, and that is what you have to do there, is catch everyone's attention, either through your points or points. Though it's a very strange thing that you'll have a very good point that will catch everyone's ear, because everyone is there to support their point, their say, right? So it is best to have like a very confident posture and these unique phrases. I think this will help you in your GDs. I hope you were not asking anything else than this.
No, no, you answered my question very well. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, Mukul. Good evening.
Good evening, Ankush.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस बहुत सारे आपको कि recommend हो गए आप.
Thank you, bhai. Thank you.
And my question to you are like थोड़े बहुत questions हैं कि like what actually happens in group planning exercise. हम तो सोच के चले जाते हैं कि अच्छा ऐसे करेंगे but what actually happens there. एक तो ये है, and दूसरा ये like if someone like me who is just playing sports casually, तो उससे भी कोई effect पड़ता है क्या?
So first, talking about the GP is GP. I find that if you like, I'll tell you there are generally four problems in a GP, right? I'll tell you honestly, I skipped one. There was a Pandit who came to me. He was injured. I did not help him, and I still remember that I did not help him. Okay, GP. I believe that it is more about how you discuss the plan in the group. Okay, what I did was I already knew that I have mixed up everything. I have not written it well. Okay, but I made sure that I'm going to discuss this very well. So giving out valuable points in the GP is must. I'm telling you, Ankush, this is going to work for you if you are scared of GP or if you are nervous about GP. Give valuable points. Do not speak anything that people will say, okay, we have came that there are four problems, there are 9 guys. Do not speak. Do not speak. Let them speak, because everyone is going to speak this point. Okay. You have to speak. What I made sure is I spoke only where the disagreement happened. Like numbering the priority. Okay. Uh, like what I want to say from valuable point is like in my GP, there were two things happening. One incident was taking place as 1 p.m. and one thing was happening right now. So people there now this is where disagreement happened. This is what I'm saying. You have to speak in disagreement. People were saying that let us go and solve that 1 p.m. wala problem now. They were not, they were not giving focus on this thing that is happening right now. There were two men who were stuck in a tunnel. Okay. The first time I spoke up was this only. The gentlemen, let us save the person who are stuck in the tunnel as they might get suffocated. This was a valuable point. And then I kept shut. Okay. Then another time when the disagreement will happen, I'll speak then. This is what I believe is group planning is, because everyone is going to plan, everyone is going to give their input. That is for sure. And not speaking in the moment like, let us divide our group. This is the problem, is a good way. Is a good way to keep shut and keep listening everyone. Okay. And there is also this influence that while you keep shut for 1 minute, 2 minutes, I have seen candidates who have this strategy कि मैं 2-3 मिनट सुनूंगा, but there is also this bad effect that they keep remaining silent only throughout. Just do not let that happen and speak as if you have you have planned it throughout. Disagreement में ही बोलना है. And there's one more thing that Kavita ma'am told me. She told me that to never add point after the group has given a plan. One guy wake up and he gives the whole planning, and then the GTO will ask that is there anything that you want to add? There'll always be a guy. Don't be that guy. There was a guy 16 number. He was out. Okay, and I will not say he was out because of this only, but this is the thing you should not do, because you have done group planning exercise ka planning also, then you have selected your commander also, he has explained also, and then you are pointing out such mistakes or improvements. That is not good. But I do not find it good, and whoever had this, they were not in. Like, I'm not saying that they did not get in because of this, but I'm saying that this shows a lot of aspects of their life. ऐसे उन्होंने GTO में भी किया होगा. Okay, they would have finding mistakes in GTO as well. फिर interview में ही ऐसे ही किया होगा. So this is the thing you should not do. And what was the next question? You're not audible. You're not audible, Ankush.
Sorry, वो actual में like I don't remember the second question, but you explained the group planning exercise very well. So मेरा एक doubt था as in कि जब हम screening के लिए जाते हैं, there are already like 400 to 500 people. So उसमें do you think कि जो हमारा natural है speak करने का, उसमें कोई ज्यादा उठ के नहीं बोलना, जहाँ पे लग रहा है बोलो, जहाँ पे नहीं लग रहा वो वहाँ पे मत बोलो? Do you think that is the good strategy?
Sorry, you're talking about PPDT?
Yes, PPDT and TAT both.
Like these things are both different. I'll tell you about PPDT first. Okay, like I told you about cadence, like pay very attention. Like 20 bande बैठे, there are 20 guys there. Okay, you'll have an instant confidence. Like 5 guys before you have spoke, and they have spoke in a mild tone. The moment you come up with a little boldness in your voice, that is the moment you are going to gain confidence. That is for sure. Okay, and everyone, you are going to assert a dominance. Not dominance would be not the right word. You are going to assert your influence right there. Okay, so having a good command, I'm repeating this again, having a good command of your language there, and you are vibing with the words. Just saying that bande hote, they have rotted this line that good morning everyone, in this picture shown to us I have perceived 3 characters. You do not have to be like that. You have to be very calm and confident. Good morning everyone, and the picture shown to us I have perceived 3 characters. It shows that you have command over what you're speaking and you know what you're doing. Okay, and everyone loves the guy who knows how to do his job, right? So that is the thing that is going to work. Do not be scared of how many guys are there, 200, 400. I'm telling you, if you're confident inside, you're going to get in. And in the group, there is a blend of every 20 guys. There are 3 guys who are capable, 3 to 4 or 5 guys who are capable to get in. Else would be, they might be very good at studies. Because this is the proportion throughout. 20 bande hai, usme se only there will be 4 to 5 guys who are actually good at speaking. And I'm not saying that dumb guys are jate, but this is the proportion of hardworking people. There will be only in that less proportion. Okay, so you get a good commander. I tell people, they call me like after I got recommended, people call me and they tell me ki yaar, tomorrow is my screening. What do I do? I tell them this same thing that pick out a story, make a story, and work on your cadence. स्टोरी तो बनी जानी है. टेक दैट, डू नॉट बी वरी अबाउट दैट. फौजी दिख गया बंदा, यू मेक अ स्टोरी अबाउट फौज. स्टूडेंट दिख गया, यू मेक अबाउट स्कूल, है ना. So whatever you see, you make story about that. But this is how you narrate. That is because everyone will tell you कि वो बंदा GD में बोला ही नहीं, हो गया, है ना. I believe that कि ये बहुत ज्यादा असर करता है. If you are speaking good, it's altogether good only.
ओके एंड मेरे को ना अभी थोड़ा सा पुराना क्वेश्चन याद आ गया. मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि जैसे मैं स्पोर्ट्स जो है वो कैजुअली खेलता हूँ.
हाँ,
सो
right,
मेरे
right.
को किसी ने बताया था कि कोई कैजुअली स्पोर्ट्स खेलता है तो उसको नहीं उठाते हैं. आई डोंट नो व्हाई इट हैज स्टक विद मी दिस स्टेटमेंट. तो एक बार थोड़ा सा आप क्लैरिफाई कर सकते हो उस पे.
नहीं. A guy, one of my friend got recommended. He said कि बैडमिंटन खेलता है घर वालों के साथ. It does not matter. मैं इसे बता रहा हूँ. You have to pick out good qualities out of that. Like I was a very devoted player of boxing. मुझसे ही asked कि why are you only playing individual games? है ना. So you have to tackle it well. I told them that sir, it might seem like a individual game, but it is not an individual game. What people see is two people fighting, but there is a whole team that is responsible for a boxer to come up to a ring. There is a coach, there is co-players who practice with him day and night. You just have to bring out a satisfactory answer. Boxing is an individual game. Wrestling is an individual game. I was the player of two, but I told them this is not an individual game. This is an individual game only when a boxer or a wrestler rise up to a ring or his mat. उसके पीछे there's a whole team. ऐसी if you are asked, like I did not understand, would they not ask you about casual sports? Is that what you are saying?
नहीं, एक्चुअल में मेरे को एक सीनियर थे, उन्होंने बताया था कि कोई कैजुअल स्पोर्ट्स खेलता है सो उसको वो एसएसबी में ज्यादा रेकमेंड नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि वो उसका कोई लेवल ही नहीं है.
नहीं यार, this is तो I do not find it viable. Uh, because if you are casually like do you not play any sport?
मैं एक्चुअली आई डू प्ले बट कैजुअली खेलता हूँ. वॉलीबॉल है, बैडमिंटन है, क्रिकेट, फुटबॉल, बास्केटबॉल, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग.
Acha, you play everything. Now, this is a good
Yeah.
thing. I think this is a very new thing that has came to me. You must talk to Kavita ma'am. But I feel like if you can draw out your good qualities out of this, like if he asks you about if he asks you about sports and you tell them that you play casually, if you can tell them that this is I play this and this refreshes my mind. Yeah, I play this every day. I make sure that I bring out time out of studies, out of stressful day. कि मैं 2 घंटा खेलता ही खेलता हूँ. तो दिस शोज अ लॉट ऑफ कि यू हैव गुड मैनेजमेंट स्किल, है ना. यू थिंक अबाउट योरसेल्फ, अपने मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में भी यू थिंक. So this tells you about you, but you must talk to about this to Kavita ma'am. She'll tell you better.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच मुकुल.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Via. First of all, congrats for your recommendation.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you that even my uncle, 25 years ago, he got recommended from ACC entry only.
Okay.
So, what a coincidence. And I just want to ask you one question, right?
Hmm.
Like you are from ACC entry, and a lot of guys over here will be from direct entry.
Right.
And you have lived in Forge. You were saying your father was in Forge and all.
Hmm.
There's this thing, there's this quality called the sense of responsibility. Okay.
Yes.
I'll try to tell you from my own experience of what I'm about to tell you.
Hmm.
I'm about to ask. So basically, I completed my graduation this December,
Okay.
and I've been preparing for CDS1 2024, obviously. And I've heard a lot of times that individuals or candidate who basically they do their job or something, they increases their chance of getting recommended and all. So what's your view about that? What kind of advice would you give to a person who just like finished his college or something? And what do you think? Is it like very important to do some kind of job to show that I'm a very responsible individual, or it's like you can work on yourself, improve some kind of skill, get some kind of new exposure and all? What do you think about that? Thank you.
So very good question. As I told that it does not matter that who the entry was, who the candidate was. I talked to everyone. There was TGC candidates, and I talked to everyone. Most of them were doing jobs only, and also there were people who were not doing any job. And I do not feel like this is the this is a turning point of getting someone recommended or not, because people who were not doing anything, they also got recommended. People who were doing their job, they also got recommended. So I cannot come to a consensus that people who are doing job and those who are not are going to get recommended. But this comes again back ki you will be asked these questions in the interview only. And I feel like if you can explain it well, because I am someone who did who repeated his 12th and okay, so I feel like if you have a good explanation of everything, that why you did what you did, if you have done some mistake, okay, this is the two things that happens. Like first thing is you should know why you did what you did, and in case if you did not know what you did and why you did it, you accept that mistake and you tell what you learned from that. That is the two thing. Okay, why you're not doing your job is something that you should explain it, that it comes back to the same thing, that why you're not doing it. Okay, and how you're using it. If you're not doing a job, there can be two things: you're not getting a job, or you think that not doing a job is going to benefit me more, and that is what you have to explain there.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Bhaiya. That was my question, and I wish you the best for your journey,
Yes.
and appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hi, Mukul. Sudhanshu this side.
Hi, Shilans.
First of all, congratulations on your recommendation.
Thank you very
I
much.
have two major questions that I have always tried asking people, but never found any satisfactory answer. Okay,
Hmm.
so the first one is that I have heard it from people also who have screened out, flushed out. They have
Hmm.
always said that in the PPTT, the first days of screening, the luck factor plays the a very dominant role,
Hmm.
right? So what is your take on that? And once you answer this, I have one more question.
Okay.
Okay.
So telling about luck factor is something that I personally felt that it is a luck factor because I was once screened out from Pragraj, and until I got recommended, I only felt like it is a luck factor in the first day, and it is actually a luck factor. I'll tell you how. That when you sit in the PPTT, this might sound very very unrelatable, but when you sit for PPTT, when you are making the story, what has happened in your life just 2 to 3 days ago can affect your story. This might sound very strange, but this might affect you, and that is why people say that it is a luck factor. Okay, last time I was very much cautious about my results. I was only thinking that Mukul, I have to get through this process, I have to get recommended, and that is what being very much cautious about my stories, I just messed it up. And then I started feeling like it is all about luck. If I would have got a story that I could have found relatable, I must would have wrote a very good story, and I would have able to manage myself into other stages. That is where luck factor plays. Okay, you have to be very good with that. You write stories, detaching your emotions, detaching your personal life out of it. You write stories according to what you see in the picture, and that is how you eliminate this luck factor. Okay, and because people are there in the PPTT, they are group made, and if you are able to handle everything according to your plan, according to your strategy, according to how you have worked upon it, and you are not backing down from what you have worked, how you have worked, the luck factor is not going to work there. Only your skills is going to work there, and it will sail you through. You had one more question?
Okay, so my second question would be that it is always advised that whenever you're discussing, because the whole SSB procedure is discussing, right? From the first day to the GTO, and then even the interview can be perceived as a discussion,
Hmm.
right? So, my question is specifically targeted toward the group, right? Some people say that you should not overspeak because that will show that you are aggressive. Some say that you should be moderate, and sometimes that moderate can be perceived as being quiet, right? So my
Hmm.
question is that how to be in a group where you give a indelible mark ki yes, I have those OLQ, and at the same time not being rude or aggressive. Are you
Okay.
getting my point?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
uh, I'll tell you what, that in the group discussion, first of all, this like if you have been this is all about the instructions you have got from the GTO. Sometimes they say that only 3 members can speak at a time. Sometimes they say only one. Sometimes they say only two. You have to maintain that you have to follow the instruction that the GTO has given, and there is no such thing like over speaking. If you have good points, you can speak as many times as possible, and this is already mentioned in the instructions only. But if in case you are not able to get those chances to speak out your points, you have to be street smart. You have to use tricks and techniques to stand out, like the phrases when I said that you can come out like saying that I've got a very unique view of this, I've got a very beautiful point. Like this you can stand out and you can give your points. And I bet that if you are over speaking, you are definitely not following the rules, because by over speaking you'll not let others speak, and that way you might be crossing the instruction that he has given, only one has to speak at a time. Those instructions would be crossed at those time, and that is not a good thing. And then there is less speaking, is that if you are effectively speaking, like you can consider me as someone who has spoken less in the GD, but I have given effective point. I made sure that whenever I open my mouth, I give a point that is something that is going to roll over that is going to take the discussion ahead, not to discuss what somebody has spoke, not to target someone that no, I'm not agreeing with your point, nothing like that. Giving a point or a discussion that is going to take the discussion ahead. And also there's one thing that I did, that most of the people, they get diverted from the topic. Reassuring the group that we should talk more about this and that is a good thing. This is that you are the one who is anchoring the group, who is not letting the group divert from the main situation, is a very good thing. So this is the only two things that I would like to say. There is no such thing like over speaking. If you're speaking less, you must speak good effective points, and also you should be anchor of your group. You should not let them divert, which is mostly going to happen.
Okay, Mukul, I just wanted to know, like, to which selection center you went for your SSB this.
Sorry, this time it was 20 SSB. Previously, it was 14 SSB Prayagraj.
Even I've been to 20 SSB earlier. I've been twice conferenced out.
No. I was screened out.
Twice. Okay. Although, like, you answered all questions asked very well, and you were very clear with all your answers. It was very informative. Thank you.
Yes. Very happy to be.
I got one more question, Mukul. It
Yes,
is
please.
not related to the scenario, to the meeting. I just want to ask because we are all preparing for it and we will be having setbacks, that is sure. So I would like to know, how does it feel to get recommended?
It feels like out of the world. I don't think I'm going to I'm going to believe until I step in the academy. It is a very good feeling, and I request everyone to give their best each and every day, every hour, because you are going to feel out of the world. Like, this is the personal thing I'm sharing, that I do not know. Like, I'm a boxer, I'm a wrestling. I have got a very tough figure. I do not know when did I cried last, but when they called out my chest number, I was not like, that feeling was unreal. I started crying, and I was more surprised about how am I even crying. This was a very new feeling, and that is why I tell everyone to work hard as bad as they can. This is the thing that they will love it. You, even if you work out your best, you will give your best every day. At the end of the day, when you get recommended, you will feel like you you found it very I don't know how to explain this feeling, but this is a very, very massive, great feeling.
Congratulations, Mukul. So, like, pleasure to listen to you. So, I
Thank
have a
you.
question that, some people have, like, they use some keywords. Like, I'm using like keyword again and again in my conversation. Some people use So, if we use these keywords in the narration part, sometimes GD can be, we can say, moderate. I mean, because we are discussing, but narration is the one way, right? So, is it good idea, or not the good, but is it good or bad if we are using, or we by mistake we use these keywords?
Okay, so this is not a good idea. I'll tell you why. Because since the beginning, I'm telling that PPDT is while narration, if you show that you have got a command over whatever word you are uttering, whatever you're speaking, when you use words like and which is also called what, speech fillers. It is also called speech fillers, I guess. So you use like, okay, and these things is going to show that you are not commanding everything you're speaking, right? That is what I am saying from the beginning, that you must have command over what you're speaking, and this will come from being calm, having clarity of idea. And what I use to remember my stories, that I have a very good visualizing memory. So I make a picture in my mind, whatever the story is, I'll just make a little movie out of it. Any character, anyone from my friend circle, or just me myself roaming around in my head, I'll make a story and I'll narrate it. That way, this is something you have to find by yourself, that what works for you, right?
Hi,
So
Mukul.
is Paras, just give me a second. So this is what I say, that you should not use these things, because this will show that you do not have command over what you're speaking.
All right. Thank you.
Right. And also, Ravi,
Hi,
you can there's one thing that because I have also faced it, I'll tell you why it happens while you're speaking, and when you'll be practicing not to say like or any speech fillers, you'll feel like when you're speaking, while you take the pause, like this is the trick what people do. Like I have studied over this, I have read articles over this, I have seen videos over this, that when you are practicing to not say like and any speech fillers, you will have to keep quiet in that situation. Like if you are saying about India, let's say India is a very great country, है ना? These has to, or like has to be corrected by keeping shut that time. उस time चुप रहना है, ठीक है? And what happens is, while you're doing this, you'll feel like, although you have taken a 1 second pause, है ना, but you yourself will feel like I have kept remained silence from 5 to 6 seconds. This is like called a spotlight effect, है ना, that everyone is watching me and I've been, मैं इतने देर से बोल ही नहीं रहा हूँ. This does not happen. 1 second का pause, 1.25 second का pause is okay, but you must not say like they show that you have grasp over what you are saying. So keep quiet when these like are coming, and just express the next sentence in a better way. This is going to work for you, and you have to practice this every day. I also had this habit. I said like a lot.
Okay.
I hope it just helped.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Mukul. Congratulations, bro, for
Thanks.
getting recommend.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Bharat.
just yeah, bro. I just want to ask you one thing, that you mentioned before that while writing stories in the TET, what was in your mind? It was like you were thinking for the society, and there is a particular responsibility or goal. So how it works for you? matlab, can you tell me some experience or
Hmm.
brief views with examples?
Right. I'll tell you that two things that I kept in mind that you were pointing out is initiative and what was that? Initiative and there was one more thing I'm forgetting. There's initiative that you have to take, that is for sure, and the one that you have to do more than yourself. Huh? Goal oriented. Sorry, initiative and goal oriented. These are the two things that I kept in mind. Let's say that as you are asking me to elaborate it more, I'll tell you. Like there's a very famous TAT picture, which helps to clear this type of uh, thing that I want to explain. Is there's one picture in which there is no vacancy, and there's a man standing in front of that building, and then there's a board of no vacancy. Okay, now here what I kept, if you see it from the lens of what two things I kept in mind, that is initiative and goal oriented. Okay. When I see this picture, I see that I have to initiate something by this character, by my hero. Okay. He found out that there was no vacancy. Now he is to take some sorry. Now he is to take an initiative. That he found out there is no vacancy. Now he will gather like-minded people. Sorry. He will gather like-minded people. He will make plan. He will make presentation. He will allot tasks to his team members. He'll make a fund budget ka pura data. Then he will make a presentation. He'll go to investors. He'll gather investment. This is initiative. Okay, one part I have covered in the story, and then there's goal oriented. Now he has initiation. Now he has taken initiation some for goals, and the goal was to not let anyone face the same situation. like they are having potential and they are not getting jobs because of the vacancies that is not left for anyone. Okay, he had an initiative, he started it, and his goal was that no one should suffer like him as he has done, because he was having skills also, but he could not get any jobs. This was goal orientation. This is what I used in everything, every story, be it anything.
Okay. One last thing, that when you face a single character, or when you are like imagining your experience, something like that. So then again, you are doing the same scenario or same thing.
Same thing in every picture. Same thing in every picture. I'm telling you, same thing in every picture. Goal orientation and initiation. Do this with everything. And like if say that there's just a man. There are many pictures in which, like you said, there's only one character, right? What comes to my mind is that there's a man standing on a pool, and then there's a whole dam like thing. Have you came across those pictures? Maybe he's standing at the beach. Maybe he's standing at the mountains. There's only one character like
Standing on a bridge like that.
Hannah, like that. I'll tell you what came in my dad is what there was a man. He was standing in front of a beach. He was all alone. Okay. And he had something hanging beside him, a bag or maybe a camera or something. I thought it was a camera, although others, while I spoke, they said it was a bag and they made him a student or something, but I made him a cameraman. So, what I took initiation is that he was, those natural photographers, and he, what he did was he used to go to remote places and he took these photos. Okay, he was a photographer, he was doing well with everything in his job and all, but he took an initiation that he started going to remote places, maybe of northeast, maybe of south. He started going to these places, and then he started taking these pictures and he started publishing in the local newspapers, so that to make people aware of the nature and beauty of it. Okay, he had a goal, he had an initiation. Even though he was a photographer, he came to an extent, he crossed his job ka barrier, he came to these natural environments और उसने photo लेना शुरू किया. This was his initiation, because he wanted to make people aware of how many beauties and natural things lies around, and we should focus on environment and all. This was his goal. So I tell you that these things work in everything, in every picture. And while you practice this will get very easy by the time.
And thanks, bro.
Yes, I'll recommend that you use this trick in next pictures.
Hello, Mukul. Congratulations for the recommendation. Well,
Thank you very
and
much.
my question is, how did you handle the heart pounding thing, and how did you handle the better command on the difficult questions, for the GK part? And tell me about the GK part a little briefly. That how did you answer the easy questions, and how did you answer the difficult questions with good reasoning?
Okay, I'll tell you that like in the beginning I said, the more calmer you are, you will not find anything tough. There would be things that you do not know, you directly accept that you do not know it, and you just give a meaning, a good meaning, that why you do not know. While I was asked these GK questions, I'll tell you, this interview process is more under your control than it is under interviewer's control. Thus things you are going to speak is going to question you from that only. Like I'll tell you what, if you are asked something, try to like I'm just giving an example or to show that how it is more under your control. Like whatever I had to answer, I'll answer in this abbreviation. That if I have to say about petroleum has done this and this company IOCL, ऐसे करके बोल दूंगा, definitely is going to ask what is the full form of IOCL. ठीक है, this is the just a tip of something I'm showing that how it is under your control. If you're going to use abbreviations, next question is going to be what is the full form of that abbreviation. This is the only lighter example of what I have given, but everything is under your control. If you are calm, he is not going to answer. I'll tell you one thing. He asked me about T90 tanks. I should know about this because I'm from Ahmad, but I had not revised my notes, so I did not know it very well. He asked me, Mukul, tell me what are the what are the protective panel of T90 tanks. I very confidently started. So T90 tank is a very massive built tank and it is a heavy metal. So the composite armor which is used is ERA. I only knew ERA and ERA ka full form, nothing after that. He only asked me what is the full form of ERA. That was it. If he would have asked me anything after that, I wouldn't have been able to answer it. But I knew he will not answer because I was very confident at the beginning only. That is why I say that even if you have came across hard question, be very, very confident. And I'm telling you, you will not bother much about. But the moment you show sign of nervousness, is going to dig into it.
Okay, okay. Well, I have that nervousness. I have also same interest as boxing, and I have answered like I have an idolized uh, person as Mike Tyson. So
Hmm.
I told them ki Mike Tyson is very good boxing. I have seen his biography and everything and all. But
Hmm.
they started digging me in like he's a rapist. Do you know that he has a very bad financial conditions? Do you know that? How can you idealize them? And I got nervous and that starts digging in and that goes bad. So I was
Ah,
not able to handle the heart pounding thing, and
hmm.
of course I was not getting the answers for how do you like handle that thing.
Hmm.
So can you
Ah,
help with that?
like I'm telling you, because only I'm a boxer myself, I'm going to answer you this. If I would have got this question, it does not matter that this do not take this as a hard question. This is in fact a very easy question. You could have easily told them that, sir, you might be having bad life, you might be doing some crime, but I do not idealize himself for that, because I'm a sportsman. I only see the good part of him. The devotion and motivation he had for the sports is very exceptional, and I only see him as an idol, as a sportsman, and he has a very great attitude towards sport that I want to take out of his life. ऐसे करके you can answer. It does not matter कि you have to, yeah, हाँ, they tell you these stuff so that they sound assertive and you start following them. It is okay to defy them. अगर वो ऐसा बोल देंगे कि why have you idolized because he is a rapist and all, so you do not get by that. उनके उसमें फंसो ही मत. They tell you this authoritatively as if they are right, है ना? So you take it
Yes,
as,
I got that in the trap.
हाँ, they'll tell you कि accept करो. He's a rapist. Why have you done it? Why have you idolized him? You do not, get molded in their way of questioning. Be confident. Tell them इसलिए करता हूँ. This is the reason.
Thank you so much. I got my answers. Thank you so much, Mukul.
Thank you.
Okay, Mukul, I have one more question. So,
Yes.
in my conference, I mean, not the conference, but in the IO, they asked me that what is the we can say secret, or we can say one thing that I shared with only with my father,
Hmm.
or we can say as I'm not we can say frank to my father, so that's why I can say I haven't shared those things, or we can say secret things with my father. So how I can handle those questions?
See, this is exactly the same thing that I'm telling, that do not get molded with their question. You might not be hiding anything from your father, but the moment he asks you, what is the secret that you would not share with your father that you shared with your father, you will start thinking कि ऐसा क्या है that I have not shared with you. Do not get molded with that. Tell them your story, that I share everything with my father openly. His friend, like, he is like a friend to me, and we are very close. We share very good bond. Do not get molded in their question. They try to do it. This is their technique. Assertively बोलेंगे so that you start thinking of what they've asked.
Okay. Okay.
Good evening, Mukul.
Good evening, brother.
First of all, congratulations for your recommendations.
Thank you.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you about the lecturate process. Like, how was your lecturate, and what topics you were given, and like for how many time you spoke for that, and what are the suggestion you would suggest us for the lecturate?
See, I'll tell you what. I am someone who suffered very bad in lecturate. Okay, but by the end of the SSP, while preparing for it, I have become like, say that I was like, I do not want to blow my own trumpet, but I was very, very, very good at it. My topic was importance of national language. Okay, one trick that I'll give everyone about lecturate who's scared and nervous about lecturate is talk like a friend. Do not give them statistics or data. I'm telling you, talk like a friend, as in key. If I tell you, if me and Dheeraj, you are sitting and talking about pollution, we'll not talk about this is the data, this is the AQI index. Hana, we'll not talk generally about this. We'll talk about how it is affecting our life, how it used to be back at that time when parents were there, people were stronger. We'll talk general things, raw things, right? that the क्या बोलते हैं, Delhi is in repeatedly in news, and we find that even those who are into fitness, they are not able to go outside and run. Bring these things out. This will be more relatable, and everyone will hear you very nicely. If anyone has been to SSB, if they have been to lecture it, I bet that nobody remembers what the other candidate has spoke. Even in fact, even if someone has just spoke before you, you'll not be able to remember what content he has spoke, because most probably he would have spoke about data statistics, what others countries are doing it. Some guys even bring out projects that this project is running by government, but these things are not going to work. I'll tell you, as my topic was importance of national language, I came out like, I'm just telling you to show up how you can come about any topic. So my topic was importance of national language. I started out with like at the introduction, good morning everyone. I have chose to speak on falana topic, and we see if we see in a wider term, we all are strangers. Everyone has a different culture. Everyone has a different stage. Every state and traditions. But one thing that binds us together is language, which brings commonality between us and which makes us ऐसे करके you bring raw stuff, unique stuff in every stage. When you're speaking, make sure you're speaking what you want to speak, not bring it as a topic or as a lecture. It is not a lecture by say, if I would say that it is more like your views on it. If you are giving good views of yourself of that topic, it is good enough, and you'll also be able to remember it better.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Dheeraj, thank you. I'm waiting for someone's question.
Congratulations, Mukul.
Thank you.
As you have mentioned that being calm is the key. So can you tell us some trick how to be calm before the PPT or whatever process is going to be?
How to be calm is that just the day before you start thinking about interview, that you're sitting there, you're talking. You just have to familiar. You just have to become familiar of it. If it is PPDT, if it is psych test, you start imagining that you're going to go there, and then you're going to sit, then you're going to write. Just having a flashbacks of what you're going to do is going to make you very comfortable when you're actually doing it, and I'll not feel something new. If you are about to go into GTO, already start imagining that you will be there with your guys, and then there will be a GTO who will start instructing you. By this, you'll create a mental map, and you'll not feel newness in whatever you're doing. Same goes with the interview technique. Start imagining that you will be talking to interviewer. He'll be sitting in front of you. You'll be sitting calm. Just think of these things, and you'll be comfortable when it is actually happening.
Thank you. One more question I
Tell
want
the
to ask.
logic. Ek minute, Nadeem. I will tell the logic behind what Mukul has said also. Basically, our brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. तुम जो भी imagine करोगे, your brain will feel like it's real. So this is why you see people get addicted to things, or people start missing people they have never talked to also. जैसे मुकुल पहले किया करता था. But whatever you imagine or whatever you think of many times, your brain perceives it as reality. तो अगर तुम लोगों को कोई habit भी quickly develop करना है, तो you can try this trick. Think about it again and again. You don't need to do something 21 times to make it habit. You can think about it also.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. One more question I want to ask. That as you have mentioned that elaborate your answer. Once I was elaborating my answer in the interview, the interviewer said me ki, Nadeem, don't tell me the stories. Tell me what I'm asking. So what's your take in this? He's putting pressure on me?
Right, correct. If he is doing these things, that he is definitely putting you into pressure. I think you might be very confident there, and that is why he wanted to break you somewhere, because he tried the same thing with me, and remaining confident. Did you shackle even for a while when he did so?
Yeah, when he said, I was like, I was telling the answer only, and he was saying that he's very rude to me. But I tackled it that time, and he was doing this thing. He has done this couple of times. He used to ask me a question and interrupt me in the between. and saying, "Arey, gentlemen, what are you saying? Tell me what I'm asking." And I was like, what he's doing?
This happens. This happened. They try to do the same thing. They try to create that stressful situation. What I felt like they do this to to shackle your confidence there. And if you remain confident, they'll just drop doing that, and they'll start making they'll start continue to take their interview. It's just that you have to be confident in the process.
Yeah, because I have told this to ma'am as well. Once I was feeling very thirsty in between of the interview, so he said he has sensed it. So whenever I used to gulp, I used to swallow, he used to drink his water, and I was like, so when I came out, I recollected. I thought that he was putting pressure on me.
Generally, they'll offer water. Was it not offered to you? Like
No,
side
no, उस टाइम पे इतना प्रेशर आ गया कि पानी वानी कुछ नहीं समझ आया, बट बाहर आके मुझे लगा कि he didn't said anything कि if you are thirsty drink water, but he was certainly putting pressure on me, I think.
Okay. Next time try to be even more confident. वैसे ही है ना, but change ही मत होना है. Whatever they do, just be what you are.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
That there are many traits which are progressive in nature as per the 21st century, like playing video games, PUBG, or having a YouTube channel. But because army is considered as conservative, how good it will be to tell this to the IO when he asks, "What do you do for your pastime or your habit?" Means, do I have to lie here, or should I take the risk?
No, you definitely do not have to lie, because eventually he will nab you somewhere. So it's best to, even if you're doing something, you must tell. Like if you're playing PUBG, you must tell what are the good qualities you are doing out of this. You can say that when you're free, you play PUBG and you reunite with your friends in the past that you have not been able to for a few months and all. You have a good time with your friend. This shows that you have a good bond with your friend, and you spare deliberate time to spend with your friends. That way, you just have to show. It does not matter what you're doing for your pastime. It just have to make sense, and you have to draw some qualities out of it to show him.
One more add up I will have to this question, that if during the conversation, because I think the IO asks a lot of questions, right? So if any past setbacks or failure pops up, like academically or any kind of failure, and you don't have a genuine reason for it, like let's say the interviewer asked me, "Why did you fail?" and I say, "Because I was lazy, I was bad," or I could lie that my mother was ill, father was ill. So what do you think would be the right way of answering?
No, definitely do not do that. Definitely do not lie. If you are lazy, you must be lazy you must be lazy due to some reason. And if not, I will not say that you have to be 100% honest, but you tell them your motivation was not aligned before, but some incidents, some situation has some consequences has happened that has now enlightened you, and now you are very much aware of your goals. You can also say that you choose to be you just add up a habit that you were not a reader. Since you started reading books, your mind opened up, and you gained motivation. As a you just have to, you were lazy, there was a time, then in the timeline bring something that motivated you. Because there were people who were saying, like I had talked to, as I said, that I had talked to many SSB guys there, regardless of what entries they came from. I had a very good time with them, and I talked to them. There were people who had the same problem. They said that they always added up something in the timeline, like a friend became officer, yeah, for a friend's parents became officer. As a type, I had something, and say that you got motivated from that onward.
And there is one more question. When the interviewer comes up with a follow-up question, or when the discussion gets intense, so sometimes you feel like that the interviewer is getting rude. Now, because you don't have a position of authority during the interview, so it beats up your morale. Are you getting the point? So
Right.
how do one manage that? How does one manage that?
Right. If you are aware about the facts that it is a deliberate move by the IO, you'll not be, you'll not be low on your morale. If your morale is low, so tell yourself that it is a technique he is doing. I do not have to get into trap. That is the raw thing that I'm telling you. That tell this in your mind that this is a process and this is what is happening. If your mind knows what is happening, you'll not be surprised and you will be able to anchor your confidence in that way.
Because many a time during the interview, a point has came where the GTO, the interviewer was trying to force me to accept that I am defeated. He was saying, "No, you are wrong. No, you are wrong." So, how to come back from this?
No, this is the one thing that it is not a good thing to back down from what you have said. Always be on your point, and if he is not able to, if he is not able to, if you're not able to convince him, do tell him that, sir, matlab you'll try to look more into it. But at that point, do not accept that you have suddenly changed your point just because you have become authoritative. Say that, sir, I might not be able to understand now, but I'll look into it that way also that you have mentioned. ऐसे type को बोल दो तो it's okay, but do not change there. कि, right, sir, you're right, I was wrong. What you have said, stand by that.
Okay, I have one more question that I haven't ever been conference on, means always screened out, right? So I want to know your experience about the conference, because the conference room or the real POV of the conference room is not available in the public domain, right? So give me a experience if you can, please.
What I felt like there's a gate in the conference room, and the atmosphere is totally different once you step aside and once you step in. There would everyone like 15 to 20 officers sitting inside. Everyone would be uniform. It is something that will make a civil candidate very very nervous just in a sudden, just the moment he steps in. But it is something that they have to focus that there's only one. Mostly the president or the whoever is leading, there were only one who is going to question you inside the conference hall. And it's the same thing that you have to remain calm and confident, and it is same as IO only, I believe. It's just that there's so many officers sitting that might get someone nervous, but it is just same as IO. They'll ask you 3 to 4 questions or maybe more than that. I was asked 3 questions, normal questions. And there are a few people who also get asked about they are given SRTs, I believe, but I was not given such SRTs or anything. I was only asked simple normal questions, but few of them also may face questions like that.
Thank you, sir. You answered all my question, and I hope you get and love the ambience of IMA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, Mukul, one more question. So,
Yes.
my conference question was only one question. They asked me that what thing you dislike, or we can say what is the like feedback of the stay, or we can say the complete SSB.
Okay.
So I just said them that I really enjoyed, but I mean there is no, I can say, no such thing that I want to improve, or we can say I want to change. I mean, no dislike for now. So was
It's
the
good. Few of my friends were also asked. They did not add up anything. Although there was one candidate who said that he wanted to change something. It was that there was a cyber cafe inside 20 SSB Bhopal. There was Windows 7 in those computer, and he said that it would be better if they upgraded because it lacks many function. ऐसे करके he said, and he got in. So I feel like if you are giving uh, a small point, so it is good to be that way.
okay.
But try not to give any such point, because Forge is like they have this thing of feedbacks mostly like every day. If you're in army, if you're not in army, I'll tell you that in the evening there's a roll call, and then there's a feedback thing that happens every day in the army. So it is not good. I'll not suggest to bring out points to give in the conference. It is best to say that I really enjoyed it, or you can say that अगर बहुत ज़्यादा force करते हैं तो you can say that so there might be something to be improved, but I did not notice because I was very excited about every stage. That kept me in the excitement only, and I could not notice any shortcoming. ऐसे करके you can say.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mughal, I just wanted to know whether, like, what all pictures you saw in your tat?
What all pictures I saw. Even if I explain it, you are going to perceive it in your manner. If I say that there was a boy, he was stepping towards hut, I'm 100% sure what I am thinking would be totally different from what you will perceive.
Yeah, that is for sure. I just wanted to get a gist of it, like what all pictures you got, so that others people like others who are going for their upcoming SSBs, it
Mhm.
might help them.
Okay. I'll quickly tell you what all I can remember. There was a boy. He was inside a room, and there was a girl coming from the gate, and both were happy. Boy was little surprised, and then there was a girl. She was coming inside in a room from a window, and then there was a boy who was looking at her. He looked younger than him, and there was a boy. He was, and then there was this desert. A man was walking, only his this shoulder could be seen. He was walking back, and then there was this two cannon, as if it was some historical place in a desert. As a type ka there was, and then there was a ship, sorry, boat. There was a boat, and it was partially upturned, not submerged, but partially upturned, as if there was some wave. It was a wooden ship, sorry, boat. And then there was another boat. There was a man. This boat has a mast. वो मास्ट वाला बोट होता है ना जिसमें कपड़े लगे रहते हैं, that boat. And he was taking a girl to the other side. Itna I can remember at this moment. While my PPDT was, there was a teacher. Only his back was visible, and in the front there was a little girl, maybe of 5th or 6th standard. These were my pictures.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hopefully, this will help others and me too for my upcoming SSB.
Yes, sir.
Mukul, I want to ask one thing that in psychological test, have you able to complete whole SRT VAT?
No,
How many?
46 SRTs, 46 SRT, 58 VAT, and 2 of the VAT I did half.
Okay.
Right. WAT is comparatively very easy. If you once get that trick of association, it is very easy.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I'm waiting for the questions if anyone is there.
Okay, Mukul, it seems like everyone has finished all their doubts.
Yes.
No doubts are left. It was a great interaction with you, brother, and hopefully see you soon somewhere around some inside some cantonment.
Sure, of course. Yes, sir, for sure, sir.
And I believe I'll get recommended this time
Yeah, sure,
so
sir.
that we can see each other in some officers' mess someday.
Right, sir, for sure, sir.
And where are you posted these days?
Yeah, I'm in Ahmednagar, sir.
Ahmednagar. Okay. Like if you're comfortable, you can share your WhatsApp number so that we can contact each other later.
Sure, I'll share it. I'll ask ma'am to share it in the group.
Okay. That will be great. So that we can contact each other.
Mukul, one last question I want to ask you.
Yes, please. I feel like I'm giving an interview
Yeah.
from this.
But
Yes, please.
only one last question.
Yes, yes.
How you handle some difficult pictures which you never met with or which you never make stories on it? How you handle at that time? What was the thought coming in your mind at that time?
I'm telling you, Paras. I'm telling you that what I was in this course with Kavita ma'am. I have only written stories twice when she took the test. Never in my life I have written any story. Twice she gave me this psych का what do we say? This document जिसमें पूरा SRT stats वगैरह रहते हैं. Besides that, I've never wrote stories on my own कि मैं practice कर लूँ, है ना? These two things that I kept in mind, that I kept repeating, कि goal orientation and what is that other thing? Goal orientation and
Initiation.
initiation. These two things that I kept in mind. These sail me through everything. Like अगर कोई बंदा दिख रहा है मुझे, boat चला रहा है, I'll initiate something and I'll take it to a goal. End of the story. This might sound hard at the beginning, but you start practicing at your own pace, at your own pictures. Picture search करो Google पे, see what you are seeing. Boatman दिख रहा है, कोई initiation दे दो कि he is doing some initiative, लिया इसने किसी काम का, take it to a goal. End of the story. It is as easy as that.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mukul, for the suggestion. Best of luck for your time, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Nadeem bhai.
Thank you, bhai. Means a lot. Everything. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, bhai. Hope you guys clear it soon.
Jain sir, I have a question. Sir,
Yes, sir.
there are so many videos in the YouTube for the SSB interview. Should we follow
Yes.
that, or we have to prepare it?
I could not hear you. Could you please repeat?
Sir, there are so.
Angan, I could not hear you. Please.
Sir, am I audible?
You're
Hello, sir.
audible now.
Sir,
You're
there are
audible
so
now.
many video of YouTube SSB process here. Should we follow that, or we have to prepare it with our own? We have to practice without showing that.
No. Ankan, that is what I said. You have to be very raw in the interview, unique in your own self. That is why, you'll start, you'll keep hearing this. Keep be yourself, be yourself. You'll get crazy hearing this all the time, that be yourself, be yourself. At the end of the time, you have to accept this fact that when you step in, you have to be yourself. And the moment you are being yourself, I'm guaranteeing you, you'll feel this vibe, you'll feel this confidence of making that time. Jab bhi you are being yourself, actually. Being raw is the key in the interview. You are able to explain your point as per your aspect, as per what your nature is, and that is what is going to sail you through, है ना? And इसमें क्या बोलते हैं, interview में when you are asked, it is best to not prepare it. Like I'm not sure if I can advise on this, but I did not prepare any answers. I'm in fact telling you, I did not even prepare my SDT. I went there and I wrote it on my own, whatever came to my mind, in a manner which is organized. I did not wrote it down, whatever just came to my mind. I organized it in a way and I wrote it down. Same way, I did not prepare any answer about my interview. It would be not good to say like that. थोड़ा सा किया था, like I had point कि मुझे ये point बोलने हैं, but I did not prepared it word to word that I have to say it in this manner. Whatever came to my mind, like 80% what I said there was not planned. Only 20% what I said was planned. Ankan, is there something else that I can help with?
No, thank you.
Sorry, I could not hear you. Is there something else I can help with?
If everyone's questions are over, we will end the session now. Thank you, Mukul.
Thank you, Raja.
Welcome. Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night, man. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mukul.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Good night, man.
वैसे
Good night, man.